The family of Aysenur Eygi, an American woman fatally shot in the Israeli-occupied West Bank last Friday, is calling for an independent investigation into her death. Eyewitnesses, activists, and Palestinian media reported that the dual U.S. Turkish citizen was shot by Israeli soldiers during a pro-Palestinian protest against settlement expansion in the Nablus area, near the town of Beita in the northern West Bank. Although Palestinian medics quickly transported Eygi to an ambulance, she was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital. "They killed her. They shot her in the head," a witness told CBS News. Jonathan Pollak, an activist from the Defend Palestine group who was present at the demonstration, said that Israeli forces fired 2 shots from a distance of around 150 to 200 yards. According to Pollak, the first shot injured a local boy in the leg, while the second struck Eygi, who had been standing under an olive tree. "I saw her lying under an olive tree, bleeding out. There was a clear line of sight to the soldiers," Pollak recalled. In response to the incident, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, stated that their troops had opened fire on a key instigator of violent activity who had been throwing rocks and posed a threat. The IDF added that they were reviewing reports of a foreign national being killed as a result of the gunfire and were investigating the circumstances surrounding the event. Eygi, who grew up in Seattle, had arrived in the West Bank just days before her death to volunteer with the International Solidarity Movement, a group that supports Palestinians by organizing international volunteers. Pollak was involved in training these volunteers. Eygi had been attending a long-standing weekly protest against settlement expansion, a protest that often faced crackdowns from Israeli forces and saw stone throwing from demonstrators. In a statement shared by her family on social media, Eygi was described as a 26-year-old who had recently graduated from the University of Washington, where she studied psychology and Middle Eastern languages and cultures. Her family explained that she felt compelled to travel to the West Bank to stand with Palestinian civilians facing repression and violence. Aysenur was a U.S. citizen peacefully advocating for justice when she was killed by a bullet, as shown in video footage, fired by an Israeli soldier, the family's statement said. "We urge President Biden, Vice President Harris, and Secretary of State Blinken to initiate an independent investigation into the unlawful killing of a U.S. citizen and ensure accountability for those responsible." Secretary of State Antony Blinken expressed sorrow over the incident during a visit to the Dominican Republic, stating that the U.S. government would share any new information as it became available and take appropriate actions if necessary. Since 2000, at least 3 activists from the International Solidarity Movement have lost their lives during their involvement in the West Bank.